Hello. Welcome to the next segment. You might think, why is Amazing Grace playing? That's because AEW thin. I said AEW. I probably said that too fast, right?
Maybe.
My southern drawl comes out. AEW. AEW. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something you don't know about me and La DD. LD. La D and I. We're wrestling fans. Wrestling. Sounds good. So anyway, don't look at me like that. So we want to talk about some wrestling. Feel free to not watch this if you don't want to listen to wrestling. You know, it's fine.
Might hurt our feelings a little bit, but it's okay.
Really like you to stick around and just listen to what I got to say. It might be interesting, you know. I like to find out about stuff I don't really care that much about all the time, you know. So, you know, if you like me, I figure you would just listen to a little bit of wrestling stuff. It might not be 20 minutes long, but the pace it's going right now, it's like 30 minutes long. Tony Kahn! No, WWE, right? Used to be WWF, right?
Yeah.
Then the World Wildlife Federation was, I don't think so. They're like,
is that why they changed
that's not going to work for me, brother. That's what they said. So now it's WWE. And let's see. Let's go through all wrestling history. Ready?
No.
Okay, let's don't do that. So you got WWE, which is like a stunt show from Universal Studios at this point, kind of. You know, it used to be a much more bloody, like, severe kind of thing. But once the 90s hit and everybody, the cat was out of the bag, it's less. So a lot of it got to be more about the spectacle.
Mm-hmm.
Jump off something high. You know?
Bleed.
Jump off of something high. Well, according to Cornette, people used to bleed back in the day all the time. I had to take his word for it because I was a little baby. I didn't see them wrestling shows. In fact, our area used to be a big wrestling town back then.
Yeah.
But according to people I've heard from, I didn't see it for myself. Okay?
Okay.
I didn't see it for myself.
Right.
All right. Well, so you had WWE and you had other wrestling promotions, and WWE just always seemed to stick around.
Well, because they
killed all the old ones.
Bought everyone out.
They bought all the old ones back in the early 80s. They bought all the old stuff. And WWF at the time was the one that stuck around. It was a little bit more cartoony than what people were used to, a little bit more silly, right? So a lot of the people that begrudgingly watched it probably always wanted it to get back to being more realistic and more scary. Cut to nowadays, we got little Mr. Tony Kahn. Little baby, Tony Kahn, spelled C-O-N. He was and is the son of a billionaire who owns a few sports teams, right? He owns the Jaguars.
Well, I know there's one. I'm not sure.
He owns Jaguars,
how many others.
I believe, right?
I'm not sure. I could Google it.
I'm going to write it on this paper and see if it looks like it looks right. Yep, I think that's correct. So, Tony had a bunch of bullshit jobs at all his different, all the different things his daddy owns, right? So his daddy owns this, his daddy owns that. He always gets a bullshit job. But a few years ago, he decided he wanted to have a wrestling promotion of his own. Is that correct?
Yes.
So it is the Jaguars.
It is the Jaguars.
She checked on the phone, but I already checked on the notebook paper, so I don't know why you did that.
Sometimes it's good to double check.
I guess so, but notebook paper never lies. Anyway, his daddy gave him money to start his own promotion, and he took like the guys that would work like that would do wrestling things. This guy Sparkles, who would do wrestling, like at your local fairgrounds or something. They'd do wrestling shows. These guys are called the Young Bucks, boy.
Ugh.
Young Bucks. First time I heard of the Young Bucks was a friend of mine said, "Man, there's these wrestling guys. They're doing the Wolfpack logo." Well, it's not a logo. Wolfpack hand signal, like the fake gang sign from the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And he was really amped about that. And I just thought to myself, you're just ripping off the old thing, right? Anyway, they all got together. Tony Kahn started a wrestling promotion, and they called it AEW. I'm writing it right here. You can't see it, but that's what I wrote. I didn't write anything disparaging about you. I just wrote AEW.
Okay. I wasn't worried.
Well, you needn't worry.
I what?
You needn't.
Needn't worry.
Is that a word?
Needn't, yes.
Needn't. Tony Kahn, little rich boy, that always got his way. He's that kid that you brought him over. You say, "Hey, come over to our house. We're going to play WWCW. Well, it's just WCW versus NWO Revenge. You got a copy?" He said, "Hell yeah, I got a copy. I'm rich as fuck, boy." You come over with the controller, and you start playing it, and as soon as you start beating him, he yanks the controller out, the console pulls the game out, and goes home. That's Tony Kahn.
Mm-hmm.
Little rich boy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is the term for these wrestling fans? Right? If you're a regular wrestling fan and you just watch WWE, what do you think you call yourself?
I don't know.
Call them mainstream wrestling fan, maybe?
I mean, yeah, I could see that.
So if you're an AEW fan, you would also be a mainstream wrestling fan. Just pretending to be underground. Because he just bought up a bunch of talent. Because he got unlimited funds. At this point, you're probably looking at me and you're saying, "Jack, you're just standing up for these old fucks with money at the WWE." I'm not. It's the same thing.
But
both of them are old fucks with money.
Yeah, but the thing is, the people that are running WWE have been in the business
for longer,
for a long, long, long time. And you've got Tony Kahn, who was basically a wrestling fan when he was young, coming in with all these guys that are just, I don't know.
Yeah,
to me, they're kind of like crybabies that don't if they don't get their way, they throw a fit.
Yeah.
And there's a problem. And Tony Kahn doesn't have enough of a backbone
what it seems,
to really lead his wrestling promotion. He's letting all these other guys kind of steer it in the direction they want to go. And it's shit because of it.
Yeah, we did watch an episode a while back. And it looked really amateur.
I wouldn't continue to watch it.
No, it just looks really amateur. Yeah. All the, the thing is, if they were doing a product that was more realistic, quote unquote, and tried to look more like real fights, then you could excuse the camera looking the wrong way when something happens, right?
Right.
Because it's a real fight.
Mm-hmm.
They're really getting dirty, down and dirty, trying to get to settle a dispute. But when you have 4 people all getting together to catch somebody who jumps off of something high, and then all of them run down and go, "Oh my God, oh, he got us." It's really fucking stupid. The least you should do is look at the camera and give them a smile. And WWE does that. They do the same kind of stupid shit like that. But they at least roll to the camera and you can see what's happening.
Yeah, it's just so much more professional on their end, on the WWE's end, you know.
it's like he's trying to fight the same exact fight as them. But what we got to get to is they did get a blue chip. No, a blue chip is, right? A blue chip is like a sports athlete or something that is going to be the shit. Is going to make a lot of money for you. I know that because I saw a blue chip with Shaquille O'Neal and Nick Nolte in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
And that means you got shit with you. So there's a man called CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in the WWE. He's kind of a shithead, you know, in real life too.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, he's one of those like straight laced guys.
yeah, straight edge.
Doesn't drink, straight edge. That's what
tattoos.
it is.
I hate people with tattoos. And he was, you know, he just, you know, he said it like it was to a certain extent, but it was self-serving, really. But it's fun to listen to because he was giving shit to the power structure and the WWE, and it was cool, and people really, you know, connected with it. And
yeah.
for years afterwards, after he did that, people would chant CM Punk, almost every time there'd be a pay-per-view, you know, they would chant CM Punk. And he went and did MMA's, UFC, and he did not do well at that. He was older when he did start. So it's commendable to go out there and try. But that is the base level of what happened. Mm-hmm. He tried. So after that, he got hired on with AEW, who really needed somebody, some star power. And they got it with him. People were watching it because he was there. Mm-hmm. And everything was going fine.
Yeah, he was really one of their biggest stars.
Oh, yeah. It was all going fine until he had a problem with another talent there.
Yeah.
They did what is known in the business as going in business for yourself. So that's because these are live shows. There's an opportunity to go and make a stink in front of people and they can't stop you. Mm-hmm. And that's what this guy did. I think, which one was it?
It was Omega that he got in a fight
No,
with.
it wasn't Omega. Well, in the actual backstage thing, but we're talking about who he got. Page? Something Page?
Oh, Adam Page? Is that his name?
I don't know. Some loser. Some fucking jump. I remember he had a move where he jumps over the top rope, like does a front flip, and then clotheslines the person. And I saw him do it. It was pretty shitty. Logan Paul did it much better. So Logan Paul got you beat on that. That's pretty sad. But anyway, that happened. He said something on the microphone, and there was a whole kerfuffle. What are we doing on time?
Let's see. I think 14 minutes in.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe I'm wrong.
14 minutes.
It might not be that much. It's probably not that much.
There's so much story
I probably
left.
made a mistake. Keep going.
All right. Well, where was I? He did that, and there was some argument backstage. The thing is, these younger guys that were part of the underground scene have friends in all the media. You know, all their friends. We were just talking about Tommy Tallarico. Mm-hmm. This is a Tommy Tallarico situation. They made friends with all these little YouTubers or slightly larger YouTubers, and they only say good things about these people because they're friends on a personal level.
Right.
And so whenever all this shit happened, they were able to curb the narrative to make CM Punk look like the bad guy, which he probably was to some degree. Mm-hmm. They have a media scrum. This is where the shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
It's not a proverbial fan, it was literal. It's like airplane. It's going on too long, isn't it?
You're fine.
So, CM Punk, he's talking shit. He's mad about stuff going on behind the scenes. Tony Kahn sitting next to him, drinking his water like this. And then he's like, people are saying stuff about me behind the scenes. It's not true. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he seemed like he was pretty.
Sorry.
Oh my
Sorry.
gosh. But it seemed like he was kind of on Punk's side.
Yeah,
Like
because
at
he's
the-
got no balls.
Yeah.
He could have said something right then, but he didn't. And then they go backstage. There's a fight. The Young Bucks and Kenny Beta goes back there, and they have a fight. And all the young people get beat up by the UFC fighter, who's a terrible UFC fighter, but probably better than most people because he trains constantly. Especially most people flipping around doing, cheerleading routines, as Cornette would say. So all that shit happened. And you look in the comments, and they're all saying, oh, CM Punk is like Hulk Hogan. He's a behind-the-scene politics guy. And I'm thinking, no, he's not. He's just a straight asshole, And sometimes he's right, and sometimes he's wrong. This time it seems like he's right.
Yeah.
And I don't love him. I'm just saying. This time it looks like he's right. What I see politicking is I see them politicking with all their friends who are in the wrestling media. And
will you stop?
his friends in the wrestling media, they're the ones politicking. They're doing that shit they used to do in the 90s, and the people they were imitating on screen. That's the way they were backstage too, if you do your homework. They were politicking backstage. And that's what he was copying. What they were copying. And then he comes back for a month. Right? After like a year.
Well, yeah, you forgot to say they kind of... Did they suspend him?
But they kind of suspended everybody, but the other people came back first and started what they call burying him by talking a bunch of shit about him when he's not there to respond with anything.
Right.
And
well, okay.
They did that for a while.
So this is the problem. The guys he had the issues with are also VPs of the company because they're friends with Tony Kahn.
You're right. Tony Kahn made them bosses as well.
Exactly.
It's not that they're just other wrestlers.
So CM Punk was already kind of at a disadvantage there because of the way things were run. So of course, things were not going to go his way. Yeah. Because these other guys have Tony Khan's ear, and they're the ones telling him what to do, which goes back to the point earlier that Tony Khan really should not be running AEW.
Yeah.
It should be someone else who has a backbone.
He should start a little lower. He should run a lemonade stand for a little while, see how that goes.
Yeah.
He probably give away too much free lemonade.
Yeah. He just shouldn't be the president of the company making all these decisions.
Or be the president and let somebody else do creative stuff or take some of those smaller roles and do that instead of trying to do it himself.
Yeah.
But you know what he ought to maybe also do? Quit. You should. You're nervous about what I'm going to say next?
Well, no, I'm just saying I don't think that's going to happen. But...
You're right. I think he should quit, though. And I'm not talking about wrestling. I think he should give up.
Just in life?
Yes. I think he is a nepo baby. And I think he needs to take a hard look in the mirror and realize no matter how many Adderall he snorts.
How many what?
No matter how good he tries to feel. When he looks in the mirror.
What did you call it?
I didn't say nothing. These are all jokes. I'm kidding around. I don't know nothing about anybody. But no matter how much cocaine he snorts up his nose, he is never going to become worth a shit. That's the problem with him. Is he was born into money and he thinks he's worth something. He doesn't realize he's worthless. He's a drain on everybody. People talk about welfare queens. This is the real welfare queen. Mm-hmm. We have these nepo babies that are total garbage people, and they should just give up, You got plenty of money. Just give up and go stay in your house somewhere and enjoy the rest of your fucking life. Mm-hmm. And quit getting in our business. We don't need you. Nobody needs them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Nobody needs them at all. If he had kids, they'd probably be his dad before they grew up. They'd probably have to tell him how to be right.
Yeah,
If he has
I guess I could
kids,
see
I don't
that.
think it's going to happen for him.
Yeah.
I hope not.
It
We
probably
don't need
will.
another generation of Tony Kahn.
It probably will.
We need the first Tony Kahn. Just, if we're getting down to all seriousness here, I know I'm kidding around, but
I mean, he seems like he might be a nice guy.
they fired
But,
CM Punk here recently.
Yeah.
Because another situation exactly the same as last. Tony Khan comes out and says, I feared for my life.
Because CM Punk put somebody in a headlock in front of him. So
Well,
he feared for his life.
He need not fear for life. If he needs to fear to be alive, is what he should fear. Because it's over for him. He should just give up. What? Will I go too far?
No, you're fine.
That means I'm going too far. I'm just kidding. Tony, if you're watching this, I want you to know I think you're a big fucking piece of shit. And I think he's a nice guy to people that he wants their opinion to be good of him because they have some sway. I think somebody like me, if somebody were to take this and show it to Tony Kahn before I told him to give up, he would try to delete my channel. Because he doesn't give a shit about anybody unless they could do something for him and stroke his ego. I think Tony Kahn is a piece of fucking shit. And the only reason people talk good about him is because he's nice to them because he's afraid of what might happen. And how about $1 million? Give me $1 million. I'll be quiet. I won't say another thing.
Yeah.
I probably will, though. I'll probably double cross him immediately. I'll probably do like a big party with the $1 million and just keep talking shit about it. Anyway, I'm sure we're way over by now. I told you we'd go on way too long about this.
Yeah, we probably are.
And nobody's going to care. That's the funny part. Nobody's going to care. I hope we do get somebody. If you're a Tony Kahn fan and if you watch this far, you should give up too.
Oh
You fucking
gosh.
simp. Eat a dick, you fucking pussy. I'm pretty sure nobody's watching it this
Probably not. It's probably way too long.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, you fucking pussy. Get back on your fucking wrestling message boards and tell me how good the fucking douchebag in the sunglasses is fucking with his hands in his pockets like an anime character flipping around like a fucking ninja. What's something that flips around real stupid?
Oh gosh. I don't know. Nothing's coming to mind.
That's fair enough. Nothing. Flips around like a nothing. Anyway, is that the end of the show this week?
I think so.
I don't have the tape recorder here, so
I just realized that too.
Yeah, I do too. So there's no ending song this week. And if you watch this long, and if you're not a fan of wrestling, you just watch me talk shit, it got ugly. But I'm fine with that. If anybody wants to say anything, we have this whiteboard. There hasn't been an ugly enough comment yet for me to erase it and then go over it. You're welcome to leave a comment trying to be ugly, and we'll put it on the whiteboard if it's any good, and then we'll talk about how bad it is. Y'all have a blessed day, and I mean that to the bottom of my heart. It's Sunday, you know. Kiss your family, kiss your mom, be good to people. Okay? I love you. Goodbye.
Bye.